Hey, what's going on, guys? Uh, I'm gonna bring us in with "Let's Go Blue," and then I will start the stream and then wrap it on up. I only have just a little bit today, so this is a lunchtime stream. I'm doing it on Thursday instead of Friday, and I just wanted to get something in between Michigan State and Indiana. So I'm going to play "Let's Go Blue," and I have two articles to present plus the spread, and then I'm going to wrap it up because I have a lot to do this afternoon. Here we go. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76 Sports. There it is. First of all, please like this stream, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. I suspect this will get more views on the playback. This is going to be a short stream as I just wanted to squeeze something in between last week's loss at Michigan State and then this game, which is coming up on Saturday, which I think Johnny said that it might be a trap game. So Michigan has this Indiana game could be a trap game. The Penn State game is another ranked opponent, and then Maryland could be a trap game, and then Ohio State. Abdul Gain says, I wouldn't be repping J.J. McCarthy's name. He cost you the MSU game. You know, Abdul, I'm stealing this from, I think, Officer Charles Faulkner. He uses funny names. I think O'Shea Du Jackson uses funny names too. So anytime I change my name to something else, there's usually a purpose. So, okay. So guys, I just wanted to squeeze something in between Michigan State and Indiana. I am still a little hungover from that Michigan State loss. It's been analyzed to death. First of all, also shout out to Sheed. Sheed's in here with me live. It's going to be a short stream. I'm still a little hungover from that. People are talking about it. The usual Harbaugh can't win big games against ranked opponents. They gave up a 16-point lead. The officiating was bad all the way around. It shouldn't have just affected your team. This, that, and the other. It's all been that game has been analyzed to death. Steve Dace said this could be the end of the Harbaugh era, quote unquote, or it should be the end of the Harbaugh era. He's never going to win big games against ranked opponents. Mike McCarthy needs to solve the substitution thing. It's been analyzed to death. It was a tough loss. I thought the non-strip sack was huge. That would have given us another 7 points. But I guess it's time to put that game behind us. I will note one thing from Johnny Olden. And Johnny has really, really good analysis. And I think he got this, or he made a note of this from Devin Gardner and Sam Webb. And that's that they were saying that Cade McNamara needs to learn how to throw the receivers open. So Johnny noted that Cade waits for the receiver to make his break, and then he releases the ball, so the receiver has to come back and catch it. But the elite quarterbacks throw the receivers open, so they know where the receiver is supposed to be, and the elite quarterbacks throw the ball over there so that it drops in the guy's hands when the guy turns around. So I thought that was significant. Definitely some of those Cornelius Johnson would-be receptions, he had to stop and come back for the ball. And so I think, yeah, if that could have been the difference in the game if Cade had been able to throw receivers open and anticipate his completions. So with that, let's see what else our resident super fan has to say here. You shouldn't need a tiki torch to demand Harbaugh's firing. Hey, I hope you guys hit the like button. Guys, if you're just coming in, I saw some folks come in. Please hit the like. Okay, so there are two articles I saw. I'm going to read these, and I'm going to give the spread, and then I'm going to jump off because I want to go outside and walk around. So the first one is entitled Abdul Gaines. You're gonna love this. Let's see. Here it is. Yeah, this one is from Brandon Brown, and this one, guys, these are both short. This is 3 alarming things Jim Harbaugh said on November 1st. This reads as follows. And Brandon Brown wrote this. The subtitle says, Jim Harbaugh is not helping himself after a loss to Michigan State. Blow that up for myself. So this reads as follows. Michigan and Michigan State played a whale of a game on Saturday, and unfortunately, the Wolverines came up short. There are several reasons why Michigan couldn't get the job done in East Lansing, most of which are debatable. But at the end of the day, the result is the result. Jim Harbaugh spoke immediately after the game on Monday during his weekly availability and while on the radio, and isn't exactly crushing those opportunities. Quote unquote, the substitution issues are something we've got to work on, got to fix, especially when they're not substituting and going fast. It's not the time for us to be substituting. No kidding. It would have been great to see this obvious thought put into action during the game on Saturday. Whether or not the substitution mistakes were all on Mike Macdonald at the time doesn't matter. Jim Harbaugh is the head coach and could have and should have easily interjected to put a stop to the mistake. Macdonald is a first-year defensive coordinator from the NFL and was not ready for the strategic move by Michigan State. That's a spot where Harbaugh needed to step in as the head man, correct the issue, direct his rookie defensive coordinator, and eliminate the problem moving forward so it doesn't remain a problem into the second half. Apparently, none of that happened. My approach is very similar to a fight or getting knocked down. You get up, the referee wipes your gloves, and you come back even more determined with even more resolve to prepare, to work harder, to find a way to finish and to win, quote unquote. Yeah, sorry, I don't see it happening. I'm not being negative. I just don't think Harbaugh knows how to find a way to finish a season and win. And I'm not just saying that because I have a vendetta. I'm saying that because we have 6 years of evidence that proves he doesn't know how to do that. I outlined it in detail a couple of days ago. You can go through the article and find out and find quote after quote after quote, just like the one above here. Denzel Merritt says, we should have won, but we actually played a lot better than I thought we would. John Stoops says, hello, guys. Hey, this is a short stream, but hey, please hit that like button. Please help me get this into double digits. I think a lot of people are going to watch this on the playback, but if you're watching it live, please hit the like. This past game was too low of a percentage of times that we got into the red zone. Yeah, you want to win that. That's an edge that you want to win. And this is one of my least favorite things about Jim Harbaugh press conferences. He was asked 3 very specific questions. How much are the red zone woes a priority? What are you going to do to fix them? Is there a specific symptom that has created those issues? And all he did was give a naive answer and a recap of what happened. I used to think he did this as a part of his secretive approach along the same lines as closing practice completely, not releasing a depth chart or injury updates, and keeping the quarterback battle hush-hush until the season opener each year. Now I'm thinking it's because he doesn't have an answer. That's the only explanation of why the issues continue to be issues. If he had answers, we'd see something different on the field, and we don't. Game after game against teams of substance and season after season when you look at the big picture. So that's the first article. And guys, these are below. This is by Brandon Brown. It's entitled 3 Alarming Things Jim Harbaugh Said November 1st, 2021. So this was in the aftermath of the Michigan State game. Let's see. John Stoop says hairball is the official meme of choke. Okay. So I'll stop that. We'll do this one. And then we'll do the spread. Here's one. I'm going to take a swig of my water here. This one is entitled Jim Harbaugh Remains Confident in Michigan Quarterback J.J. McCarthy After Fumbles. This is from November 2nd. It doesn't say who it was written by. Okay. There's a nice picture of JJ. That's my background for this stream. That's him rolling out. I think he threw a touchdown pass on that play to Andrel Anthony. All right, here we go. Finding spots. This is by Ryan Zook. Finding spots for freshman quarterback J.J. McCarthy to get into games has been a weekly priority for Michigan's coaches this season. McCarthy had 2 fumbles in the fourth quarter of Saturday's 37-33 loss to Michigan State, but head coach Jim Harbaugh reaffirmed his confidence in the young quarterback on Monday. I think I do repeat this about every week. We want to play JJ, Harbaugh said. Really believe that he adds to our chances of winning. He's ready. He competes. He plays extremely well. The 2 fumbles, one, he's got to put the ball away, running to his left there, secure it. The next one, guys, hold on a second. I've got my cell phone hooked up to my Bluetooth speaker, so that goes off sometimes. Okay, where was I? I think I do repeat this about every week. We want to play JJ, Harbaugh said, really believe that he adds to our chances of winning. He's ready. He competes. He plays extremely well. The 2 fumbles, one, he's got to put the ball away, running to his left there, secure it. The next one, he was doing everything he was supposed to do. The first fumble came as Michigan was driving in MSU territory. The former 5-star recruit kept the ball on a read option and was trying to get to the edge. And just as he switched the ball from his right arm to his left, it popped loose and hit the turf before bouncing out of bounds. That was scary when that happened. I thought we lost the game right there on that play. But we didn't. A Michigan State player kicked it out of bounds, and there was still a chance. The second was a result of a miscommunication between McCarthy and running back Blake Corum during the exchange. Harbaugh expounded on the play on Monday night's Inside Michigan Football radio show. It's 2 guys, Harbaugh said. They're doing the mechanics of handing it off. One guy's handing it off, one guy's taking it, and there's a split second in there when the exchange occurs. The quarterback feeling that the ball's being taken away and the running back feeling that he's going to take the ball. Discussed it with both. Blake felt that JJ saw something late and decided to pull it where he needs to take it and trust that JJ is going to pull it both hands out if he sees something and makes him want to pull it. It's a tricky thing, those exchanges. That's maybe 1 in 1,000, but as we discussed earlier, I think that's something that JJ is going to be really conscious of, and I don't think you see that happen again in the time that he's here. Overall, McCarthy, who was more of a threat running the ball than starter Cade McNamara, was on the field for 12 snaps Saturday and completed 3 or 4 passes for 23 yards, including a 17-yard touchdown to freshman Andrew Anthony. He rushed 3 times for 12 yards. McCarthy's second fumble led to the Spartans' game-winning touchdown, but Anthony said he handled the adversity well. Obviously, he was pretty upset, but he was still picking up our guys, saying, let's get it. Game's not over, Anthony said, definitely being a leader on the sideline despite the fumble. Yeah, that, jeez. Well, if J.J. can bounce back and become a gamer, that will say something about him. Those are 2 rough plays for the team, for the fan base, and for him. Michael Burden says, good afternoon. Denzel Merritt says, JJ was the GOAT when he threw the touchdown. Then he fumbles, and now he's the worst QB ever. Sometimes I hate our fan base, LOL. Well, the second fumble, you have to consider that at that point, we were just trying to get out with the victory. You're trying to escape at that point. You already survived the first fumble, and then the kid is back in there, and you're wondering why the veteran isn't in there. And you're just wondering what's going on, why the kid is in there. And now it turns out that Cade was injured, or he had some sort of health issue, so he was in the tent, quote unquote. So when we're watching that in real time, you couldn't really see that. You want to get out of there with the victory, and it looks like Jim is just arbitrarily putting JJ in there, and if that's what actually happened. So we'll never know, just the outcome of the game. So those are the 2 articles. Jim seems to still be bullish on JJ McCarthy. And you have to think that if JJ stays, he'll be the starter eventually. Then is Jimbo staying, or is Jimbo going to get fired, or you don't know about that, but you have to think that if JJ stays, he'll eventually be the starter, and this is something we might look back on and laugh at some point. John Stoop says it was bad coaching, period. It's Jimmy's to own. And then Wolf 58 says, at any point since Saturday, has Harbaugh taken any responsibility for the coaching failures? No, Jim is a bit of a politician. He knows how to talk things away and talk around things and try to smooth things out, which works. Not for fans like Abdul Gaines. It doesn't work for fans like that, or Steve Dace. But Jim is a bit of a politician. So, all right. So we're at about 19 minutes. Guys, keep commenting. I'm going to pull up the schedule, then I'm going to read the spread for the Indiana game. Interesting season. I mean, if starting this season, if you would have told me the Wolverines, would have been, 7-0, I wouldn't have believed it. I think we were all expecting the worst. I think most of us were expecting this to be a 500 season. So you could argue that everything that's been done thus far before Saturday was gravy. So let me read this comment from our resident superfan. Abdul Gain says, there needs to be a complete flushing of the Wolverines football department. Okay, so Abdul Gaines, from his couch down in Columbus, Abdul Gaines, not his couch in Buffalo, or his seat at Buffalo Wild Wings in Tonawanda, New York. He thinks that the entire football program should be flushed. Our resident super fan, Abdul Gaines. Denzel Merritt says, we would have said no, LOL. John Stoops at 7-1 is great. It's the fact that 8-0 was in hand. Yep, agree. And then again, you just had to figure out how to escape with that lead, that 33-30 lead. That's what's upsetting to me. Wolf 58 says true leaders own their mistakes and learn from those mistakes. That's what inspired leadership. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the schedule. That I'll give the spread for the Indiana game, which Michigan is predicted to win handily, which is not a surprise. Indiana is not on the hot streak that it was. I'm seeing a circle. Okay, there it is. Okay, it's my internet. I have a hard connection. But even when I use the hard connection, it kind of bounces over to the wireless connection sometimes. Look, I'm going to pause for a second to see if my hard connection comes back. Give me a second. My complex said that internet is going to be down. I think next Tuesday, something like that. So, let's see. Give me a second, guys. I'm looking at myself here, and I'm looking over YouTube. There's a slight delay when it goes over to YouTube. Can you guys, hey guys, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, if you can see me, because I'm getting a little icon here. Just put a 1 in the chat. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Put a 1 in the chat, guys. Somebody. All right. Okay. So I have some 1s here. Okay. Well, it looks like YouTube has caught up. Okay, here the signal's coming back. Oh, I have my hard connection again. Technology. All right, thanks, guys. All right. So let's wrap this up. We're at 23 minutes. Okay, so this is the remainder of the schedule. We have Indiana this Saturday. Next Saturday, the Wolverines go out to Happy Valley. On the next Saturday after that, the Wolverines come here to the DMV. And then the game that Abdul Gaines is really waiting for is on November 27th when we host our old friends, the Buckeyes, for what may be an exciting game or maybe an old-fashioned butt whooping. But let's see. So for this week's game, and this will be the last image that I show, or the last link that I show. Close that. Okay, Michigan versus Indiana, college football odds, plays, and insights. So, let's see. I saw it. So Michigan, we're still in the top. Looks like we're still in the top 10. We're ranked number 9, and we are favored to win by 20 points over the Hoosiers. So this should be a lopsided victory. I have a little convention / conference that I'm going to on Saturday, so I may be peeking in the game, peeking in and out, looking at it, but this should be a W for the Maize and Blue, and we're currently picked to win by 20 points. So guys, let me know. Let's see. I see Michael Burden says Michigan has to cover 20 points. Yakov, haven't seen you in a while. He says, have missed your previous live chats, but happy to find you again. Yeah. You might enjoy the ones with Johnny. I did 2 with Johnny Olden. We did a pre-Michigan State live stream where we thought we would win. And when I gave my post-game bitch fest here, of course, Buckeye Alex came in and kind of rubbed it in a little bit. And Johnny stopped through the stream as well to let us know what he thinks. And Johnny created 2 videos post Michigan State. So, yeah. So Michael Burden says number 7 in the college football playoff rankings. Interesting. I mean, it wasn't a lopsided loss. It was just a bit of a meltdown. A loss is a loss. A win is a win, but it wasn't a lopsided loss. And there were, things in there that would have made that a victory. And in my opinion, there were things that the Wolverines, I don't want to sound like sour grapes. I think the strip sack definitely being called back and reversed. I think that was huge. But there were definitely things that, had they been coached differently, that the Wolverines could have gotten out of there with a W. So there we are. Guys, I want to read over some of your comments. Let me know. We'll go for about 3 more minutes. Let me know what you think in the comment section or in the chat. Let's see. Yakov says, it is still an if. However, if Michigan finishes 10-2 with losses to OSU and MSU, it will be a somewhat empty record. Yeah, because we will have lost to our 2 big rivals. Of course, we didn't play Notre Dame this season, but those are the signature wins. When Penn State is ranked or when Iowa is ranked, those wins are significant. But those 2 losses to Sparty and Brutus, those are huge, even if you end with a quote unquote winning record. That's right. Denzel Merritt. Let's see. I heard the Big apologized to Michigan today for the defensive TD. Is that right? Is that confirmed? And that's not the first time the Big Ten officials have hosed our team in a signature game, in a rivalry game, where the call has helped decide the game. So if they apologized, maybe that's a small consolation prize for all of us. Denzel Merritt says, hey guys, a few more people are coming in. Please hit the like. Honestly, who could you see coaching us? That is the circular argument. Fire Harbaugh, but who's coming in to take over for him? Who can we get? Wow, more people are coming in just as I want to shut this thing down. But hey guys, please hit the like. If you're just coming in, please hit the like button. Michael Burden says, we have to learn to close games, and I'm sure that the defense will. Yeah, they also have to, and you know what? I think Washington ran a little bit of tempo, but that's the thing with the tempo, is that you don't get to make your substitutions. You don't really get to adapt to what the offense is doing. So at some point, Michigan State went to tempo, and Jimbo and Mike McDonald are going to have to figure that out. John Stoops says, I can see Bob Stoops coaching Michigan. He is available. Yakov says, on a more important note, I'd love to see you become CEO of a big pharmaceutical company. Wow, where'd that come from? Yakov, that's cool. That's a lot of responsibility, but also they say CEOs get huge bonuses and private jets, and I could retire before I'm 60. Abdul says the Big Ten refs are atrocious. That being said, you can't choke away a 30-14 lead in the third quarter. Agreed with both of that, Abdul. Yakov says, I should add amusing stats. I should add assuming that's something that interests you. When you're up 34-10 in the fourth quarter, you can't say a bad call in the second quarter cost you the game. Well, Wolf, 7 points in a 4-point victory is certainly significant. So I would argue that yes, you can. I'm going to show you guys something here since Yakov mentioned it. You guys know that I'm working on a book and I'm a writer and blah, 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 blah. I think some of you guys are going to get tired of hearing me say that at some point. But he says, I should add, assuming that's what you would interest you. You know what, Yakov? You know what I would really like to do? I'm working on a book project now. I'm uploading a video about my high school basketball coach as soon as my brother gives me his feedback on it. But this is the book. It's called The Engineers, a Western New York basketball story. Yakov, this is what I would really like to do. Sit in a cabin somewhere just like Stephen King and just write stories. Forget punching the clock. Forget being graded every year by your supervisor. Just writing stories. So that's my book project, guys. But this is going back to what Yakov said about assuming that's what you really want to do. This is what I really want to do with the years I have left. So, guys, we're at 32 minutes. We're at 32 minutes. Speaking of 9 to 5s, I have to go finish up my I have stuff to do for my 9 to 5. It wasn't a very productive morning at a meeting first thing. And I'm going to go outside and walk around to clear my mind for a little bit. And then I'm going to come back here and crank it out. But I just wanted to get a quick stream in between the Michigan State meltdown and this Indiana game to give some thoughts on the Michigan State game and then to give the prediction for the Indiana game. So it should be a lopsided victory at the big house. So guys, hey, thank you to those of you. Oh, let me read this from Yakov. John Stoop says, momentum is what happened in the reversal of the TD. It affected the game. Yep, that's right. A play like that would have been a bit of a backbreaker, in my opinion, for Michigan State. So that there are certain plays that just break your will. And if we had gotten that one, I think that might have permanently swung the momentum in our favor, and it would have increased the margin by which Michigan State would have had to have come back. So, Wolf 58, I know you're a Buckeye fan, but that play was very, very significant. Yakov says, that show you did with the Niagara Falls area basketball team was incredible. Really, I rewatched it twice. Thank you for letting me know. I'll think about that. And as I'm in the final process, I'm in the final stages of finishing the book now. So you guys, I hope I don't lose subscribers, but you guys are going to see more content on the engineers. That's part of what YouTube is for. I am a bit of a capitalist. So Yakov, I really, really appreciate that because most of you guys came here to beat on Jimmy Snake Oil or Old Khaki Pants. Most of you guys came here for that, but in me talking about my book, that's extra. So for those of you who go on that ride with me, that's very, very helpful, and that's very, very important. So I'll keep that in mind. I wanted to have a follow-up with those guys, and at some point I probably will. So John Stoop says, thank you. Michael Burtis says, go blue, beat the Hoosiers, 42-10. And then Michael Burtis says, thank you. Thank you guys for coming through and supporting this short lunchtime stream on a Thursday. So, hey guys, yeah, if you're watching on the playback, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to make a donation to the channel, my Cash App and PayPal are beneath this stream. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, guys, and go blue. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.